Welcome everyone to the Wake Up Call channel. A new trailer has come out for a new series that of course will be airing on Disney Plus, which really means it's geared towards children. I know adults have a tough time with that and they like to fight it and say, well, it's not geared towards children. Disney isn't geared towards children. Cartoons aren't geared towards children. But they haven't looked directly in the mirror and realized, well, as an adult, you're supposed to be doing, adult things. And many adults out there still partake in going to Disney, and I'm not passing judgment on you. I'm just stating facts. If the world had more adults behaving like adults, we wouldn't be in the mess that we're in now. But Disney has a new series coming out, and of course, the hero in the series are witches, and the show is called Agatha All Along. And I gotta show you the signs, the symbols, the connection, of course, to Freemasonry, and some of the actors and actresses in the show who, of course, reveal themselves through signs and symbols as they all do. So the show stars Catherine Hahn, who is in a TV show called WandaVision, or a series called WandaVision, which I actually did expose at a previous time on a previous platform. And this picture may look familiar to some of you out there. It's actually a very popular meme from the show where the main character, who is the main character in this series, Agatha All Along, Catherine Hahn, is doing the blatant all-seeing eye symbolism. But of course, that's just a wink, right? But is this just a wink? Here's Catherine, who most people say, I have no idea who this actress even is. Well, it just shows you how deep this runs, right? Because you would have a more difficult time finding an actor or an actress who doesn't have all-seeing eye symbolism than you would actually finding an actress or an actor, looking them up, looking up magazine covers that they're featured on, and seeing them doing the blatant all-seeing eye symbolism. Because every single actor, as I've shown you over time, how many collages we've all seen of all these actors and actresses and musicians holding up a hand over their eye. Conveniently, there's also that one eye symbolism on the back of the dollar bill. And of course, this is the Eye of Providence. This is what I really call the Eye of Lucifer, the all-seeing eye that we've all seen many times. And let me play for you the clips from this trailer because, well, you need to see it for yourself. This is what they're gearing towards children. Keep in mind that the witches are the good guys, as is the theme in most movies and TV shows now. Of course, that's done by design. TV show even like Lucifer. Lucifer's the hero. Who's the bad guy? Well, anybody that's out after Lucifer. That's how inverted of a society we have. So here is the trailer for Agatha All Along.
Agatha, the covenless witch. The witch's road will give you the thing you want most.
Heard you guys were having a party.
It will test us in our knowledge of the craft. Our worst nightmares, we survive, like witches have been doing for centuries. I just need these witches to get me to the end.
I want my prize!
So that is another show. This is just, we're supposed to believe, original writing. It's all the same crap. And all this does is normalizes witchcraft. It normalizes covens. You heard the mention of covens, a witch without a coven. And the other thing you may have heard, if you listened closely, was mastering the craft. Isn't that interesting? Mastering the craft. We all think about the word craft and we think witchcraft, right? But there's other people I think of when I hear the term craft, and there was a reference to them right in the video, right in the trailer. The Freemasons, right? And the Eastern Star, the female version of Freemasons, who were witches. And of course, we saw the black and white checkerboard floor in the trailer as women, witches, were levitating in that scene. Of course, the black and white checkerboard floor is a symbol we always see in movies and music videos, and it's a symbol of the Freemasons. Every lodge has this floor in it. It's not a fashion statement that they're making. This is the duality that they believe in. Their good deeds outweigh their bad deeds. As above, so below, the white and the black checkerboard floor. So how convenient they're talking about a craft, because the Freemasons themselves like to talk about becoming masters of their craft. And of course, the craft they're referencing is witchcraft and sorcery, which most people in society believe against. Still, they believe that it is fake. Even Christians don't believe that witches exist. They believe that your vote counts, but they don't believe witches exist, even though pretty much everything that gets pushed onto us is about popularizing witchcraft and sorcery. It goes to Dungeons and Dragons, it goes to all these Disney movies, it goes to things like this. And of course, We even saw a demon flying out that represented Satan himself in the trailer. And if you didn't notice, it's also starring another celebrity I've exposed many times, Aubrey Plaza. Does anybody remember Aubrey Plaza? You know, this isn't the first time that Aubrey is playing a witch, because Aubrey is a real life witch. I mean, Aubrey goes on television talk shows dressed up as a witch and gets away with it because of the kooky personality, you know? The same way most of these celebrities get away with doing this stuff right in front of us because they go, well, it's a celebrity. They're a little bit out there, right? Yeah, they're a little bit out there. They're talking about craft. They're talking about witchcraft. They're talking about Satan. And we all just continue to give them the benefit of the doubt. Then you look around and you see what a nightmare this world has become. And then you see the people who are the influencers, who have the wealth, who have brainwashed the majority of our society. And then you realize they are actually witches and Satanists, like Aubrey is. And Aubrey, again, has shown us the all-seeing eye symbolism many times over. In fact, let me play for you a clip that Aubrey was featured in at the Independent Spirit Awards, if you haven't seen this, about a ritual blood sacrifice. Because, you know, that's not obvious enough, where we had some of Hollywood's most famous witches gathered together and, you know, using comedy as, in a sense, to desensitize people to the things that they actually do. This was something that aired during the Spirit Awards. I mean, if the truth isn't in plain sight, tell me what this is.
Sisters, I gather you here today on the unholiest of afternoons, having accepted the invitation to conjure the spirit. The film Independent Spirit, Award Spirits, Spirit. Through this ancient ritual, we shall reject commercial cinema and pledge our souls to the pursuit of dangerous art.
Mondo Tresho, Mondo Tresho.
Lord of the Arts, Ghost of Barbara Loden.
Speak to me, Altman! Ashby, Antonioni!
Maya Deren.
Maya Deren! Bring me the pain of Alexander Payne! Speak to me! Begin the sacrifice!
We reject the Hollywood mainstream. Our future is with our sisters. In a bond sealed with blood.
That's cute, ladies. But this ain't no book club.
Me the virgin sacrifice!
Here he is, sister.
Finn Wolfhard, the bastard child that burst from the loins of the Netflix algorithm. Prepare to die.
I told him I was giving him a ride to GameStop.
Marcia, the dagger, please.
Forged from the gold of my Oscar.
We twist the blade of mainstream success against itself, that we may reap our promised bounty. More limited theatrical releases and modest success.
No, wait! I'm not a virgin. Women love me. Like, all women. I'm like a 4-quadrant cutie.
I can get another virgin.
Ladies, I love all your work, by the way.
Thanks, that means a lot to me.
You know, it's a real honor to meet you guys. I've been watching you since I was a little kid, so...
Kill him! Spirit, come to me! Make me your host!
I'm gonna go because I'm gonna get blamed for this shit.
Can I just say, it's so great to see you outside of work. We're all so busy.
That is the definition of the truth in plain sight, because all of these people in Hollywood, this is the big secret, right? They're all members of the same secret societies. They all worship Satan, and they're all involved in things like you just saw in that clip. In fact, Aubrey even has said on the microphone, thanked Satan herself on a microphone. She's even referenced pizza, made some weird references. You know, when they make statements like the one I'm about to play for you, people go, oh yeah, it's just a joke. She's talking about pizza. Even though you would not laugh when you hear this, you would just go, oh, that's just weird. Okay. Because they openly communicate this way. They openly can get away with talking about things right in front of us. that have to do with the stuff that these Satanists do with children. So listen to some of these clips of Aubrey.
On behalf of Amy, I'd like to thank the devil and all the dark lords who
don't do the devil stuff.
Gave her this award
Don't do the devil stuff.
Allowed her to feast on the flesh of the innocent.
Thanks, everybody.
Is this going to be one of those cool bachelorette parties where things get out of control and we murder someone and then we all have to take a blood oath to never reveal our secret? Kid, come on. Time is money. Money is power. Power is pizza. Pizza is knowledge.
So, I mean, it couldn't be more obvious. Those are the two main stars of the film, right? Real life witches. You might as well cast real life witches to portray witches in a Disney series that's geared towards young children, right? And again, don't tell me it's not geared towards kids. All of this stuff with Marvel is geared towards children. The problem is that we have 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds who run to the movie theater to go see this stuff and then tell everybody out there, well, you know, I'm not really into it. I'm not really entertained by it. I just go, you know, I grew up and I saw Wolverine, so I go see Wolverine. I go see Deadpool, right? And they take their kids to go and see it. And then, you know, people hear me talking like, this guy's out of control. I mean, he must be the boringest guy at the party, right? Well, if that's entertaining to you, if devil worship is entertaining to you as a Christian, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell people if they can't get out of the hypnosis at this point. They continually make show after show after show. All Marvel is normalizing is superpowers, right? And what are those? What do you think they're going to be when we start seeing more transhumanism out in the open, man mixed with machine with nanotechnology? Superpowers, a form of witchcraft, telepathy, all this stuff that we've seen over the years is to desensitize you into it. So then they could just start marketing it to you by saying, hey, you know, if you mix yourself with a machine, you'll be like freaking Cyclops. What? Yeah, you know, you'll be able to levitate like Superman. Really? And then over and over and over, these people still will defend the movies. They'll still defend the mind control because that's how mind control works, right? So how many times do we need to see something come out from Disney or Marvel that talks about the same plot? We're supposed to sit here and we're supposed to be people creative in Hollywood, that they come up with these ideas and they're so, oh yeah, and they're talented. And these suckers out there can't think past how far they can spit to realize they're all in covens. That's why they're famous. That's why they're in the positions they're in. And every one of these shows, what it does now is guess who the hero is. You might remember, some of you, I doubt most of you do. The video's available on the website if you haven't seen it yet. But Stranger Things, even the last season of Stranger Things, right? Who are the villains in it? The Christian, the conservative kid, right? Who's the hero? Oh, the kid that they think is performing witchcraft because he has long hair and plays Dungeons and Dragons. They've inverted everything. So now the majority of people under mind control think that Christians are the enemy to humanity. And they just continue to normalize witches and covens, right? I mean, Agatha all along gets the coven together. Yay, get the kids to the theater, get the popcorn. Oh, it's just show, but it's just a show, man. It's just come on, man, you're over exaggerating, right? And then the parents, when the kid's 15 years old, they go, where did we go wrong? How many people do you hear where they're like, where did we go wrong? And they're great people, right? Nice people who you would think have Christian values. And then they go, where did we go wrong? Well, you went wrong because you were exposing your family and yourself to this type of stuff without realizing the harm of it, the harm on the spirit, right? The harm on the mind, the influence. And they don't realize it by letting them into technology, by letting them watch this type of stuff. That's where they end up going wrong, but they can never figure it out. They're like, how did our kid end up this way? How did our kid end up like that? Right? We just brought him to the movies. It was innocent, good, clean fun. Because they weren't even paying attention or policing what they were allowing their kids to watch because they were fans themselves of this, which is the problem we have now, is adults refusing to break away from Marvel, break away from Star Wars, break away from Disney. They just refuse to do it. And then they pass it on to their kids and they go, oh, I didn't turn out to be a Satanist, so what's the big deal? I go to church every week. Keep telling yourself that, right? These are the same Christians we know of that just show up at church, all self-righteous, tell you that they went to church, right? The same Christians who announce that they went to church. I went to church on Sunday. Oh, great. That's wonderful. What did you learn? Oh, I don't know. Oh, you don't know, right? Because you didn't pay attention. You went there to show up, right? So you could tell everyone on social media that you went, right? You see how all this stuff works? This stuff is happening right in front of our faces. Right in front of our faces. Constant normalization of witchcraft, Satanism, and magic. And it couldn't be more obvious and clear. It's just another show that's promoting it. From the actress, Catherine Hahn, the all-seeing eye symbolism I showed you earlier, to Aubrey Plaza, both of them out in the open. They both, I guess that's the common friendship they have, right? Every time someone says cheese for a picture, they put something up over their eye, right? Crazy. And then they got casted in this together. And then we see the collages of every celebrity doing it. And we scratch our head and we go, oh, wait, why are they all doing that? Well, because they all worship Lucifer. And by putting this stuff in these shows, they're not only normalizing it, they're popularizing it, and they're desensitizing people to it. And they don't even see it happening in front of them. I thank everybody for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families as always.